got it. Stand by for Titanfall.
What up, YouTube? Sean here. There's a good way to start a video. What up, YouTube? Sean here. It is Monday, September 14th. And it is just past 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, so this is my week off, and I've got a crap ton of stuff to do, and some of which I'll be able to film. Yay! So, one of those being involves this thing. So, what's going on is this computer is going to my dad because he intends to use it in one of his in his ham shack project. Gosh damn, how much shit do I have in here? I completely forgot about what all is in here. So, main intention is, besides swapping out a lot of the hard drives that are in here, except for that SSD, is I'm going to be taking my 770 and putting the 275 that originally came in this machine back in. So, here. So the reason why I'm swapping part back in, and actually, do I have a trying to see if I have an extra slot cover up here somewhere, but I don't know if I do. Actually, I don't think I did from the last time. So I'm taking my 770 back so that way I can potentially use it in another project. And besides the SSD that I've got in here, there are like 4 different hard drives in here, so I'm gonna figure out which one of those I can safely take out, and I might take out some other stuff that was in here when I originally got it. Boy. So get those cables out of the way. There we go. Wow, this a little worse for wear. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. This is a superclock card. So, I definitely need to dust this thing off. So, here's the 275 that I originally pulled out of it. So I'm just gonna put it back in here, because my dad's not gonna be gaming at all with this machine. He's only gonna use it for ham radio software and the like. So it's probably gonna be a bit more CPU reliant than GPU reliant. So I'm gonna have my 770 aside for if a computer comes along and needs extra horsepower. Maybe I should dust this machine out too. Oh yeah, I definitely need to give this thing a good dusting. And the DOS next score, that's real good. The dogs next door are going berserk. So now before I hook this thing back up, I want to examine what all I have in here for drives. Oh boy. So this was a hard drive that was in here just before I installed Skyrim. In which case it might have to stay in here. What size is this thing? 80 gig. Potentially useful. How big was this one? 160 gig. Oh, here's another 160. So those two I'll keep out. This one I'll keep in because it's essentially a OS backup if the SSD goes kaput. And what's this? Oh, this is one of the hard drive fans, or one of the case fan intakes. Go ahead, hook that back up while I'm in here. Get power back to the 275. Excuse me. I'm gonna take a slightly different approach to this. Oh wow, does this thing really? Holy crap. This thing really only... Well, this thing is not all that modular. I almost forgot. Because that's a 750 watt, and that's the same, PSU that I have in the machine down there. I almost forgot how non-modular that thing is because I'm used to the Corsair PSU that I got on my rig down there, which is fully modular. So, now that I've got that all done, I actually need to boot this machine back up so that I can get it to re-recognize the old 275. Though maybe before I do that, I'll give this thing a good blowing out because it'll probably need it. Yeah, here. I'm gonna go set up outside. Well, time to start blowing. Boy, this thing was dusty. Here, I'm gonna have to pause you so that way I can charge it while the thing is, so that way I can blow it when the thing is charging. Now that's a good blowjob. So, now that that's all done, my 770 can go into its sleeve. Be ready for another project. Actually, I'm going to put it in there, heatsink first. So that way this backing is a bit more protected. So now I have to drag this whole party back upstairs. Okay, so now we're back upstairs, and you probably noticed that the camera's in a bit of a different position. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to change the place where I have my SSD sitting. Oh yeah, so not sure. So the SSD that I have in here, let's see if I can get the focus to work. Nope. One that's in here is a Kingston 240 gig SSD, now 300V. I think that's what it is. Yeah, the model number on this looks like SV300S37A slash 240G. So yeah, nice SSD, definitely worth the money to put into this thing. Definitely still a solid performer for as old as it probably is. So what I'm doing is I'm going to change out the place where it sits. So let me see here. So I think I've got to rearrange my SATA power. Oh man, this case has no idea what the term cable management means. Can I do that? Do that, but I might... Oh. If I do that, that wouldn't be... That would actually work out. Put that one right there. Oh, shoot. I gotta rerun it. Gotta rerun this power cable. So now there's power. There's SATA. Well, actually, they're both SATA cables, but one's power, one's data. Derp. Set you right there. And shoot. Still rearranging. Okay, so now right there. Oh, where are you? Ah. There we go, that's better. Oh yeah, I've also got... where are you, you son of a dillich? One of these case fans is loose in here somewheres. You go right... Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's another cable I'm thinking of. Let me see here. You're connected right there. You, I believe, are... Okay, so you're connected right there, and you're right there. Okay, so all the fans are connected. Now I just gotta boot it up once more and make sure everything works accordingly. Okay, so after a couple of minutes, I think I've got everything all hooked up. So power on, I've got DVI to the monitor. I've got USB port in. So far, computer's up and running. And it sounds like a server. Lord knows. There we go, there's the beep. And we have Asus ExpressGate loading. And it still has 3 cores activated. Yeah, because this is an unlocked CPU, so it was sold as one of them dual core Phenoms. However, I managed to unlock the 3rd core when I got my hands on it. Looks like it's loading off Windows just fine, which is loading off that SSD. Still got my other wallpaper on there too. So I don't think I need that. That I'll likely need. And I've got to get out a couple of extra anti-static bags as well. Oh hey, well what do you know? I actually managed to find one of the bags that my VGA card came in. So I can just stick it in there. Just make sure that just gotta make sure that GeForce Experience is happy. Don't do that now. Downloading the driver. Does this thing always sound like a server? God damn. So now I took my 770 back way, and boy, that drawer is now very heavy. So I need, looks like this should work. Okay, so I just finished shutting down. I got all the updates that I could onto this thing. So now it's time to put the actually quite rigid side panel on. Oops. So I have to move the tripod in order to move this thing. So I'm just going to put it back in its hole right there around the corner. Then that'll be all she wrote. Though I do guess that I have to unplug everything first. Un momento. plug. So hard. That's what she said. This thing goes down there where it will stay for probably the next couple of months until my dad decides he's ready to use it. So that done, I need to clean up and figure out what my next task for the day is. So, see ya, potentially.
After all, I gave you something special. Don't you think it's ironic you're the first boy I've ever kissed? 'Cause I'll be your last!